Let's talk about unlocking the motivation to keep promises to yourself. Are you struggling to do the thing that you said you were always going to do? Or maybe you find yourself on the fence, not yet ready to commit to your plan or idea. Or perhaps the reason why you haven't tried yet is because you already have the expectation of failure. Is that you? Are you holding yourself back by not keeping promises to yourself? You know if you are. So let's talk about how to unlock the motivation to finally keep those promises to yourself. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Wintonio, and this is where we talk about how to find the motivation you need to transform your life. Keeping promises to myself and to others is a topic that resonates with me because of the work that I'm doing as a startup founder. That's right, I am the founder of a mental health startup called Mind Designer, and our mission is to improve the quality of human life. Now, for the past 16 or 17 months, I have been interviewing people to learn from them about their perspectives and experiences within the field of clinical psychology and with therapy, because we need more solutions, right? This world needs more healing, and we are past the point where government and private sector programs can no longer help. Now we need business to help us out with solving this problem of huge demand for therapy treatment around the world. And so when I talk to people and learn about their experiences, it's always a very touching conversation. And so that is what gives me the motivation to keep my promise to them, because they need help, and I recognize that, but I also really want to do the work too. It motivates me to see people living better, feeling better, right? And that's why the slogan of my startup is Think, Feel, Thrive. I love seeing that. I want to help people so bad, and I know that you're here for that same reason. You want to improve. That's what this is all about. So, keeping promises. Why is this important? Because if you don't keep promises, well, who are you? So, oftentimes with a promise that we are making, it's very easy to break a promise that we're keeping to ourselves, because we are the only person to hold ourselves accountable. And so I want to use the exercise of making a promise to someone else, because that is what's going to make it much more difficult to break that promise. So think about the promise of feeding your cat, or taking your son or daughter to her favorite movie or, show, whatever it is, concert. Those are promises that are much more difficult to break, right? Okay, and so the reason why that is not just because of the responsibility, but we all generally want to make other people happy. We want to impress other people. We want them to like us. We want to be considered responsible leaders and adults. And so how people accept us really does matter. And in these moments of keeping your promise, your character is on the line. Your integrity is on the line. And so you have to keep the promise, or else what does that say about who you are? And so here's my advice. Okay, because this is normally where I talk about an analogy to understand your challenge. To make it easier, however, right, to take the pressure off of you, start focusing on other people and making promises to them, and start living in accordance to service to other people. Because when you choose to live that way and to live in service of other people, the nature of your promises begin to change. and this creates more opportunities for growth. And we're trying to grow this channel too, by the way, so if you don't mind, hit like, hit subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. So as mentioned before, on this channel, we like to talk about ways to find the motivation you need to transform your life. And I do so by using a framework that I created called the 10 Principles of Self-Mastery. And when it comes to keeping promises with yourself, the principle that most applies is the principle of integrity and self-respect. This is the principle that states, keep your promises to yourself and live in alignment with your values. The principle of integrity and self-respect matters because this is how you build character. With every promise you break, your confidence goes down. With every promise you keep, your confidence goes up. So it applies by keeping promises and then living in alignment with your personal values. So the action to take when getting started with this is by keeping small promises that have low demand, and then keep those promises over time and slowly accept more and more promises. And hopefully later promises will have more demand that require more integrity, right? More character building, because this is how you grow as a person. You expose yourself to certain situations that demand a lot from your character. And integrity is all about maintaining character. I create every single video with the mindset that I'm speaking to someone at the very beginning of their transformation. Maybe you've tried a few things and have been unsuccessful, but for the most part, we still have a lot of work to do, correct? So my whole thing is, look, none of this happens overnight. Some of the advice I've given you in this video will take time and be very, very difficult to implement. But that's why I say start small. And in fact, it often starts with positive affirmations that you can repeat to yourself in order to begin really believing that it's possible to commit to a certain process or a promise or an outcome that you want. Okay, it's called psychotherapy. Okay, positive self-talk can help you really believe that it's possible and conjure the emotions needed to persist and take action. Okay, you won't know if it's possible until you try. And a lot of the times it's trusting yourself that is the hardest part. So to help you implement this process, I want to give you 3 positive affirmations you can say to yourself and hopefully begin to train your mind to focus and conjure the emotions you need to take action. The first one is this: self-trust is built, not found. Okay? Self-trust is built, not found. The second one: your integrity is your identity. All right? Your integrity is your identity. So your actions, that's what determines your character. And then third, every promise you keep changes who you are. Okay? There is something to be said about going in a different direction and committing to that path. And so if you commit to keeping promises to yourself, you will see a new life emerge for yourself in ways that you did not expect. All because you had the courage to keep a promise to yourself or to someone else. Depending on your circumstance, keeping a promise may be a very difficult thing for you to do. It may take some time, it may take some practice, But with the right mindset, you will experience the compounding effect of developing your own integrity. All right? Keeping promises only makes you stronger. And if you are ready to begin your transformation journey, please consider Your Essence Workbook. It's a comprehensive collection of wellness and CBT exercises designed to help you deepen your self-awareness. So please check it out, Your Essence Workbook. The link is in the description. So, keeping promises. Please leave a comment down below and share your story. Tell us about a time you kept a promise or failed to keep a promise. We want to hear from you. We want to learn from you because your insights make this community better. All right, my name is Wintonio. Thank you for watching. Again, please support the channel by hitting like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.